Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're visiting for the first time, a brief description of what these videos are for is I am covering for the most part the basic versions of all weapons that I can find whilst playing my way through Starfield. At some point we will look at the unique weapons and their variants, but for the most part it is just the base weapons. If you are returning and have seen some of my other videos, then welcome back. Today we are looking at the Sidestar Pistol. It's a fancy looking piece. It looks like it's got an extended mag already built in, but there are no mods on this thing. I don't put mods on my base weapons when I do these videos, so what you see is what you get when you pick it up or buy it. 20 physical damage, close range at 20, 40 fire rate for a pistol is pretty good, 23 round magazine, 67% accuracy. You're seeing most pistols and rifles around that accuracy, so I think you can call that standard. The .27 caliber ammunition, which is pretty standard. You'll find that in most vendors dotted around. You'll pick quite a lot of it up as well. If you want to buy this one, I would strongly recommend you look at the advanced version or hold out for a blue, purple or legendary version. You'll get boosted stats and some very nice traits to go with it before you even start modifying it. If you want to just get this one though, you'll be looking at Best Defense, Centurion Arsenal, Clint's Collectibles, General Store, Neon Tactical, Roland Arms, Shepherd's General Store, the Trade Authority, the UC Distribution Center, the UC Exchange, UC Surplus, or the Weapons Shop. You can find it in loads and loads of places. You'll pick a lot up from mobs and crates dotted around, so I wouldn't worry too much about spending your hard-earned cash on buying it. You'll have no trouble finding it. There's a multitude of modifications you can add to this, including a suppressor, which makes it a very nice silent weapon. I had a little play with this when I first started playing a very long time ago, but other than that I haven't touched it, so this is going to be essentially a fresh start through. So let's give it a go and see what I can miss with today. As I like to comment on most of my videos, we look at down the sights and you can see the ammo counter nice and clearly, but your target reticle is cluttered. So aiming down the sights might be a bit of an issue for me. Keep in mind that these videos are a personal playthrough with these weapons. It's just my own opinions. I'm not saying this is good or bad or anything like that. It's just what I think of the weapon. So I would strongly recommend to everybody just to make your own mind up. Then just use this as a basic idea of what you might or might not be interested in. Here we go. They are more or less around about my level, so it should be a fair fight. This is hip firing, and I'm missing, because I'm good at that. Not a lot of damage even at close range. Aiming down the sights, a bit more damage. And the kick isn't quite so bad. Obviously if you can score a headshot you're going to do plenty of damage. Let's try aiming down the sights again, a little bit more range, and I missed. Because I'm good. There we go. Yeah, there's not a lot of damage coming from this thing, but that's to be expected. It is just your simple pistol. Rapidly press the button, you'll get quite a few rounds coming out of it. But again, the faster you expend your rounds, the less accurate you will be. Let's try it. Turret. Wow, it really does have terrible range. A little better against mechanical. That's quite good to know. Ooh, he's higher level than me. He's nice enough to stand still for me. Lots and lots of Hits, but very little damage. So, yeah. It's a nice weapon, it's comfortable to use, but it is seriously lacking in firepower. If you are going to mess around with this, like I say, you're going to be looking at one of the higher level variants, or making sure before you go into combat that you put lots of mods on it to give it a better shot at standing up to what it's taking on. I think I hit his pack there. I'm not even going to try and hit those from this range. This is definitely a close range weapon. You shouldn't ever be expecting a pistol to seriously hit anything from a long way away anyway. Just getting nice and close. Down he goes. It's good. Compared to most of the other pistols that I've used, it's nothing to complain about. Every pistol has its good and bad points. This one's no different. It's a low level. We should go down to it. There we go. I much prefer the particle beam pistol, the Nova Light, for my my pistol so far. But this one's pretty good. I was expecting it to be a bit more of a rapid firing one, given the design, but it is a single shot. You can't just hold your finger down. You do have to spam your way through it. But for your basic starting pistol, your bog standard one that you'll pick up quite a lot of and you want to play around with, it's worth it. Once you fit a suppressor to it, you could use it for a sneaking weapon, especially in close, tight quarters. The hostage rescue missions, for instance, this would probably do well at, as long as you've got gravity. You start messing around with some of the enhanced armor-piercing rounds and things like that, and this thing will probably start kicking out a lot more damage. So yeah, all in all, the Sidestar is a decent enough pistol. No real complaints. The only really big gripe I would have about it is the view, but that's just a personal thing. I'm sure lots of people get on with it. So, ordinarily this is where I'd be wrapping my video up. However, after a little bit of research, I found this one, which is the Ace Sidearm. It is the unique version of the Sidestar Pistol. This is bought solely from the Jameson Mercantile shop on New Atlantis. I won't give its price because I have my talents for improved price all the way up, so I probably got it a lot cheaper than what you'll standardly find it. Its rough value is around about 9,468. I think it was a little bit more than that to actually buy, but what this one gives you is the anti-personnel trait, so plus 10% damage against humans. Everything else is pretty much the same. Obviously you've got more of your base damage. I think it was a plus 6. Obviously it's got a higher accuracy. This one comes with 5 mods installed on it. So we've got the recon laser sight, the reflex sight, the muzzle brake, armor piercing rounds, and high powered. So this should actually punch through a lot more than what we're using with the standard Sidestar. So we'll give this one a go while we are here as a direct comparison. If I can find somebody to shoot at. Go. Better view for me. Oh, and it highlights them as well, that's nice. It's only 6 extra damage, but that's better. It's not brilliant, but it's better. I like the laser sight, it helps you aim. The reticle's really good. Let's try hip firing. I mean, it's not ever going to be a nail driver. It's not punching holes in walls or anything like that. But for what you get, yeah, this would be the sort of thing you'd be wanting to pick up and play about with it. Just because you get the 5 mods doesn't mean you're stuck with them. If you can find a weapons bench, or you have one on your ship or your outpost or whatever, you can mix and match. You can change the unique weapons mods to whatever is available on your list that you can afford to put on there. So just because it says it can do one thing or it's got something, you're not fixed to that. You can alter it around. This is just as I bought it out of the store. I've got no changes to it at all. So you're basically getting a little bit more penetration and a little bit more firepower, and it's got a bit more of a unique look. I do like the sights. It does help for me. A little bit more range to it. I do wish you could change the colour of the dot though. Red's good, but having blue or green would be nice. But again, that's a personal preference. Like that, he runs in, stabs me, and then runs away. So, tried range, let's get a little closer. Miss a lot. He's armoured and he's higher level than me. So this is supposed to have armour penetrating rounds. Can't honestly say I see that much of a difference. Let's just swap it back to the Sidestar. No, yeah, there is a difference. Quite a noticeable difference. It does punch through the armour a lot better. Yep. Armour penetrating rounds, armour piercing rounds do the job pretty well. It's a noticeable difference as long as you can continuously hit your target, which in my case is not that often. You can't shoot through walls, unfortunately. That would have been a nice trait to have on an ammunition piece. The reload's good on it. It's nice and straightforward, nothing to really complain about. Got someone there? Some very angry droid. Too far range for this thing. I need to go and get him because he's not hitting me. Yeah, you get nice and close with the armor penetrating rounds, you'll punch through that without too much hassle. Let's go and have a go at the droid and see what we can do with him. Not a whole lot. There's no armour on him, but he is higher level than me, and the pistol is struggling to punch through. But against humans, no real issue. The 10% buff clearly helps. All in all, I would say that if you're going to be looking at this pistol, I would definitely aim for the Ace Sidearm rather than the Sidestar. You'll get much better usage out of it. You're going to want to look to upgrade it further than what comes as standard though. Unless of course you're quite happy with what it offers. If you can, sneaking around would be the best option for this weapon, without a doubt. It's never going to be any good at range. You're more likely to upset them than you are cause any significant harm. So there we go, that is a a dual weapon video, my first. Like I say, I won't be specifically searching for these weapons, but if I do come across any unique weapons along the way, I will add them to certain videos. If I can get them to match like I did this time, then that will be a huge plus. But I don't honestly come across them that much. I'll have to look into it a bit further. Hopefully that's something you enjoyed. I mean, the dual comparison, I think the two together was a pretty good, fair representation of the pair. If I had to choose, I would choose the Ace Sidearm, but I would probably modify it a bit more. So there, thank you very much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, I would appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, I'm very sorry about that. Still, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.